Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking more about Tesla stock and discussing this most recent crash, I guess you would call it, for Tesla, since it is down around 15% right now, counting the after hours tomorrow. And as you can see from the portfolio itself today, I do have a large position in Tesla at around 85%. So the portfolio actually took a huge hit today. But just checking out Tesla itself, it is under $400 right now at a share price of $380.53. And that is minus 9.02% in the normal market hours today, which is $40.37 off the share price. And then another minus 6.5% in the after hours, which is an additional $26.47 off the share price. So we're talking about around $66, $67 off the share price for today. So this is definitely a big red day for Tesla. One of the biggest red days that I can remember so far of owning this stock. Now, I remember back when it dropped way down to 364 back within the time that we had that crash period, and it actually went down from like $900 all the way to $364. So almost 2/3 of a drop for Tesla. And I'm kind of wondering, depending on how the normal stock market goes for the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks, I feel like if we continue to see more red days like today with the stock market, and if it actually does end up being another crash, keep in mind, none of us really have any idea what's going on with today in terms of like, will we see another red day tomorrow? Is this the beginning of another stock market crash? But in that scenario, if this is actually to happen, and if there is another stock market crash, then Tesla will likely be one of those stocks that dropped significantly, just because, as I've said in previous videos, the quick money people have been attracted to Tesla stock recently just because of the fact that it's gone up so much within the past month alone. Even with all of these red days so far, it's still up 25.90% in the past month, and for the past 3 months, it's still up 113% about it. And even aside from that, just this past year, it's up 749.09%. So an absolutely huge year for Tesla so far. And so with the day like today, presents itself a lot of opportunity. And so I almost forgot, if y'all do enjoy these Tesla videos, please make sure to smash that like button. But like I said, a day like today definitely presents itself some opportunities for those investors that would like to hold Tesla for the long term and believe in this company in the long term. And so that is kind of one of the issues that we've been seeing over these past couple of days. For one thing, the market got it all wrong by interpreting the $5 billion share offering as a bad thing, when legitimate investors that understand what's going on actually realize that's a great thing for the company, because it helps them scale the business even more, build more gigafactories, and further propel the distance between Tesla and the rest of the competition. And so this announcement of the $5 billion share offering was what kind of kickstarted all of these movements with Tesla going downwards. So the morning of that announcement, before that announcement happened, Tesla was actually up like 6% in the after hours. My portfolio was up at like $26,000 in gains for one day at that point in time. So it was looking fantastic for Tesla until that was announced, and then that kind of just like kickstarted the rest of these red days that we've seen so far. So in this video, I want to discuss why I think a day like today is actually a really solid opportunity for investors that are looking to buy Tesla stock on sale. And of course, as always, anything that I say in this video is not to be considered financial advice. This is simply just me sharing my thoughts and opinions about the market and the perspectives that I have. And so like I said, on a day like today, including after hours, we're talking about a huge drop for Tesla at minus 15%. But keep in mind, even at this $380 share price, if you multiply that by 5, it's still like $1,900 per share right now. So actually, when you start to do the math and compare it to the pre-split values, $1,900 is still pretty high for Tesla stock in comparison to what we've seen recently, where we had this move from $1,374 per share to all the way up to $2,500 per share. And I don't mean high as in it's not worth buying. I honestly think $1,900 per share or $380 per share post-split adjusted basis, I actually think this is a really solid price to buy in if you're going to be someone that holds this stock for the long term and believes in this company and has conviction in it. And so with these videos, and especially on days like today where I do these transparency updates and show off my portfolio and show the gains and losses, and with today it was just all about the losses. As you can see, even from the watch list, pretty much everything is red here. So it's across the board a red day for the stock market. However, my perspective on these things is to look at them in a positive light and see how you can use them to your advantage. So if we're going to have a red day and people are going to lose money in their positions, what is the best way that you can counter that? How can you turn a bad day into a good day? Well, you can utilize that bad day to your advantage by buying shares of a company that you believe in long term that is on sale and it's on a discount compared to what it's been at previously. So if we're just talking about Tesla stock pre-split adjusted basis, this is like $1,900 per share compared to what it was at recently, which pre-split adjusted basis would be like $2,500 per share. So we're already talking about like a $600 discount if we're not counting a split adjusted basis, which is a pretty big deal when you start to think about it. And so we've even seen Tesla go up to like $500 per share, like $498 on August 31st. So we've already dropped over $100 in share price for Tesla right now. And so like I said in previous videos, if I did have cash on the sidelines right now, I would be buying Tesla stock. I said the same thing yesterday as well, and that's because, let alone, I think Tesla is still a good deal, even at the high points that we most recently saw, like even at $500. And my reasoning for that is only if you are holding for the long term. In the future, I think even $500 per share for Tesla will look cheap, but that's definitely a long-term scenario. So right now, really the problem with investors is that we have a lot of these easy money people trying to get in on Tesla that don't necessarily believe in the company. They haven't really done a lot of research about the company, and they're just buying it because they see it going up in value, which I wouldn't really consider investing. And so this is kind of the result of that, where when it starts to go down a little bit, those people that don't have a lot of conviction and faith in Tesla stock, they start to sell off because they realize it's not easy money like they thought it would be. And that's why I always like to emphasize with Tesla stock that it is not a short-term money stock. It is a long-term stock. It's much easier to predict what Tesla stock price will be at in the long term than in the short term. And so honestly, I look at a day like today as a really solid opportunity to buy this stock, and it's actually a good thing. I would love to see Tesla stock drop even more in the future because I know I'm starting to gather some money this month. I'm getting paid this month, and I'll have some money to put into Tesla stock. So hopefully by that time, when it comes around, I'll actually be able to buy Tesla at an even bigger discount. So if you're a long-term investor right now, you believe in the company, and you're just a tiny bit concerned about this red day today for Tesla and what we've seen recently, just keep in mind as the days go on, and if it continues to drop and be at an even bigger discount, just realize that if you have some money on the sidelines or cash to invest, then it's actually a pretty big opportunity to buy Tesla stock if you still believe that it will grow tremendously in the future and be one of the biggest companies in the world, which is something that I think is actually realistic to expect out of Tesla. So honestly, at this point, from my perspective, if Tesla stock is going to drop, I'm just like, all right, let it happen. Go ahead and let me load down the boat with some shares at a cheap price. I mean, let's let it happen. I don't mind the share price dropping if it means that I get a bigger discount. So you have to take on these positive, productive perspectives and mindsets when it comes to investing. And that's like with Tesla as well. You have to look at it from a positive viewpoint and how you can actually use a day like this to your advantage. And also another thing with the portfolio that I have here, as you all know, I have Tesla stock taking up 85% of my portfolio, so this is definitely no joke, and I have this concentration strategy with my portfolio right now, where not only do I have a very large position of Tesla in my portfolio, but I also have Apple stock as well. So instead of diversifying like 10 different stocks taking up 10% each of my portfolio, I'm actually really concentrated into 2 stocks only, and more specifically, concentrated significantly into Tesla. And previously, it was a little bit more even, with like Microsoft taking up 30%, Apple stock taking up like 15%, and then of course Tesla taking up a large amount as well. And so it was a little bit more concentrated evenly, but with this time around, I've decided to put a lot of money into Tesla, so it's really just mostly concentrated into Tesla stock. And I realized from the very beginning that when there are going to be red days for Tesla stock, the portfolio is definitely going to take a larger hit than what I would expect it to take out of like holding 20% of my position in VOO or like 80% of my position in VOO. Like for example, if we looked at VOO right now, it's currently down a little over 4% counting the normal market hours and the after hours as well. So I consider this ETF is like one that kind of diversifies itself for you. So instead of owning like 20 different stocks, you could actually just technically own a very large position of VOO since it tracks some of the top companies in the S&P 500. So that almost diversifies itself for you. And so if I compare the movements that I would see out of VOO, if I just had a really large position of my portfolio in that compared to most of my portfolio consisting of Tesla stock, obviously I realized that with Tesla stock on the red days, there's going to be more significant red days, as in farther into the red. So as I said earlier with VOO, it's just a little over minus 4% right now, whereas I have Tesla stock at minus 15%, almost 4 times what VOO was at in the negative. But this is something that I realized from the very beginning when I began this concentration strategy. And so yes, we have really negative days like today for Tesla, but when you have the good days as well, that's when it's really rewarding. And like I said, even over the past month, Tesla is still in the positive, so it's up 26% almost. And so that's where once it does go well for the stock, it actually makes me a lot of money. And so I just have to like weather through the storm when I have a really far into the red day like today. And I realized from the very beginning that's how it was going to be. And I guess that's the good thing about me having a high risk tolerance, where I understand regardless whether it's minus 4% or minus 15%, when that recovery does happen, Tesla will likely be growing much more in one day than VOO will be. And that's why VOO is up like 18% over the past year and Tesla stock is up over 749%. So there's a big difference when you're comparing like these smaller growth, safer index fund style stocks in comparison to like what you have with Tesla, which is a huge growth stock. So just from my investing strategy, I think the reward far outweighs the risk. And then also, like I said, I have a lot of faith in Tesla making big moves in the future, growing tremendously in the long term, and possibly becoming the biggest company in history. So just with my logic today, I actually think today's a pretty good day to buy in. But honestly, at this point in time, if I had the money on the sidelines right now, I would likely just wait until tomorrow to see how tomorrow turns out as well. And then especially when the after hours starts to factor in to see what the next day looks like. And then that's when I would decide whether I would want to use my cash on the sidelines or wait a little bit longer. Like I said in previous videos, I'm more of a dollar cost average person, but when I see a day like today where it's pointing towards the next day being significantly into the red as well, then I don't mind being a little bit patient and waiting to see what the next day looks like and then deciding if I should buy in at that price. But anyways, I just wanted to share some perspective on Tesla stock and note that if I did have cash on the sidelines, I would be purchasing right now, and most likely whenever I get my payment sometime this month, I will be putting into Tesla stock, and I do kind of hope that it's still down a little bit and on a discount by the time I get that money, just because as we know, when you buy on a discount, there's a lot more room for growth when you get it at those cheap prices. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to smash that like button if you did. I just wanted to share some perspective and also just calm some uncertainty and fears and things like that. Hopefully this video was helpful with mindset strategies and things like that. But on another note, if you'd like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral link in the description below to Robinhood and Webull. If you sign up with my link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400, and all you have to do is sign up with my link and then deposit $100 into your account. You can take that $100 right back out, so it's basically just nice passive income, free money, free stocks. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.